Hi there, and thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me and to find out all about our Made to Thrive 12-week Metabolic Balance Reset program. I'm Courtney Metcalfe. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner, a professional health and wellness coach, and a metabolic balance coach. And as an NTP, I've been trained to work on finding the root problems in the body that are causing all the symptoms. In my experience, it is difficult to pin down a root problem if your nutrition is off. And I truly believe that if we don't first work on the foundation of nutrition, that we have a very hard time pinpointing where your symptoms are coming from. And what I have found with my clients, they struggle the most with just knowing what to eat. There's so much conflicting information out there that they're just lost. And this is where metabolic balance comes in. It is a personalized nutrition plan based on your blood work. Believe it or not, as you work on making those nutritional changes, many of your symptoms are going to resolve on their own. So, what is covered in this video? We'll talk about what metabolic balance is, what's included in the 12-week program, what you can achieve, what you can expect to achieve from this program, and then what the commitment and the cost is. So, Metabolic Balance is an all natural nutrition program that brings balance to your hormones, it optimizes your health, and it leads to an energy filled life with the bonus result of long term weight management. Metabolic Balance was developed over 25 years ago by Dr. Wolf Funfak in Germany. The program was originally designed to support his patients in his practice with things like metabolic syndrome. So that is for those people who are suffering from hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, and other health problems. He found that by studying the chemistry of one's individual lab values and the chemistry of the food, he could then tell what food could be used as a prescription to heal inflammation and help reverse metabolic syndrome. And by doing this, it also resulted in his patients achieving optimal body weight. So, fast forward to today, metabolic balance is recognized as the most effective method for long term weight management. The foundation of the program is Metabolic Balance's unique capability to develop a truly personalized nutrition plan based on an in depth analysis of your unique blood values, your medical history, and your personal likes and dislikes. Your personalized nutrition plan acts as your roadmap, per se, indicating exactly which natural foods you should eat in order to orchestrate the biochemical changes needed to reach your desired weight and health goals. Now, metabolic balance is 100% natural. There's no prescribed injections, no pills, no shakes, no proprietary foods. Nor with some diets, you're not required to keep points or count your calories. Your local grocery stores, your farmers markets, all of these things can easily provide you with the wholesome, nutrient-rich foods listed on your personalized nutrition plan. So some of the things that you can expect from the program: you can expect weight loss, improved energy, hormonal balance, better sleep, improved moods, less bowel and stomach problems, improved immune function. There's a potential for a reduction or the elimination of your high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetic medication, things like that. Also, you can reduce your allergies and intolerances, improved joint inflammation and pain. Many clients that suffer from PCOS or type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, may see huge benefits. You can save money on your weekly grocery bills. The program really pays for itself in just a few months. And Metabolic Balance has the highest success rate for lifelong health benefits and weight. Okay, so how does metabolic, that's hard to say. How does metabolic balance work? So there are 8 rules. So rule number 1 is that you're going to eat 3 meals per day. And as we talked about, the number one hormone that we're working on balancing and regulating is your insulin. And so that is where these 3 balanced meals per day come in. So I assure you, you will be comfortable. Your meals are designed to keep you full in between, so there's no need for snacking, just lots of water in between your meals. So, rule number 2 is to ensure that there is a 5-hour break between your meals. And this is to give your insulin and your digestive system a break in between those meals. Rule number 3, you want to make sure that your meal lasts no longer than 60 minutes. This is for you grazers. You have to keep a few bites, and then keep working in a few bites and keep working. Your meal lasts for a long time, right? So we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to give your insulin a rest and your digestive system a break between meals. So we really want to keep it within that hour. Okay, rule number 4 is very simple. We start each meal with 1 or 2 bites of protein. When you start your meal with protein, the amino acids will hit your system first, and they will trigger a hormone called glucagon. And glucagon will slow down insulin, but it also signals that leptin response. And so that will help you indicate that you're full. So again, it's all about that hormonal balance. Okay, rule number 5 is to have 1 protein per meal and then 3 different proteins per day. Again, this is for the maximum absorption of those amino acids. And we'll get into that a little later. So rule number 6, do not eat after 9 o'clock, if possible. Obviously, if you're a shift worker, we can accommodate that. Otherwise, let's try not to eat after 9. And rule number 7, be sure that, so you're going to get a water prescription per se, and it's imperative that you drink all of the water that we tell you that you should have. Now, you can drink a little more, but you really want to drink at least what we tell you to drink. So, because water is just it plays such a vital role in so many functions in the body. It's also the way that your body can excrete toxins and things like that. 85% of weight loss will happen through the urine. And so you have to give your body the tools that it needs to do the work that it needs to do. So your water prescription is very, very important. Okay, and then rule number 8, it's very simple. You have an apple a day. You'll choose one of your 3 meals to include your apple a day. It is a power-packed multivitamin, and it lowers your uric acid, and it helps to draw the toxins to the colon for elimination. All right, let's talk a little bit more about insulin. Insulin is the major hormone that we're going to work on balancing to support you and your health and your hormone balance. So what happens when insulin levels are elevated? Your cholesterol is elevated, your triglycerides, so that means the fat concentration in the blood is elevated. It will elevate your stress hormones, that's your adrenaline, as well as your cortisol. And when insulin is elevated, it will decrease your melatonin, and so that's your sleep hormone. It'll decrease your DHEA, so your body's ability to build other hormones. It will decrease your human growth hormone and a decrease in your body's ability to break down fat. So this is why we want to keep insulin as low as possible throughout the day. Okay, so let's look at some graphs about blood sugar. This one right here is for you, again, those grazers. So every time that you consume food, it's going to impact your insulin to some degree. So yes, your starchy foods, your carbohydrates, your sugars, these are all going to spike your insulin. But then your proteins and your fats, not so much. And so you can see here on the picture that if you're grazing throughout the day, that's kind of the little dips there. This is when your body has the ability to burn energy, which is burn fat. And so this is because your insulin levels are low. So when you consume small meals throughout the day, you're having just these little dips. You're eating, snacks and then lunch and then your snacks, and then you give yourself a little break. And then, so you're burning a little bit of fat. So you have this kind of ups and downs all day. So in contrast, this is with the Metabolic Balance Program. You have a much longer time and ability to burn energy. One of the parts of metabolic balance is to have exactly 3 meals per day. And so every time you consume a balanced meal, your insulin should go up, but then come back down over the course of about 2 hours. And so these 3 meals, you have a good amount of time there to burn. So your body is fasting and burning energy for 18 hours for every 24-hour period. So this is really important so that we can consistently manage that insulin response that you have in your body and burning energy as much as possible throughout the day. Insulin is your glucose fuel source, and we want to be able to tap into that fat burning fuel source, which is only possible when your insulin levels are reduced. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the plan. We talked about the 8 rules. There are 4 phases of the metabolic balance program, and that is the preparation phase, the strict phase, relaxed phase, and then finally the maintenance phase. So let's go through this a little bit more. So phase number 1 is going to be your 2-day cleanse. This is a very gentle, light 2-day cleanse. It's very manageable, and I will go through and I will coach you through these 2 days. From there, we're going to move over to phase 2, which is the strict conversion phase, and this is 14 days. So this is where for 14 days, you really follow your plan exactly as it's laid out. And you're going to use the foods that are specifically designed for you. Again, you're going to be comfortable. In total, this is just a 16-day metabolic reset, phase 1 and 2 together. So that's your 16-day metabolic reset. The only part of the plan that is a little bit more restrictive. Then we go into phase 3. Phase 3 is a much more relaxed version of phase 2. This is where we bring in weekly treat meals. You have way more food choices. You have cooking oils, condiments. It really does become a lot more relaxed because it needs to be. It needs to be realistic. This is where you're going to stay for really a longer time. You'll stay in phase 3 until you've accomplished your desired goal, whatever that may be. So keep in mind, your desired goal isn't necessarily a body composition goal, but it's an all-encompassing health goal. And so you want to have good energy, good sleep, mental clarity, all of those things. And I coach my clients on what I call the 4 pillars of health, and that is nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress management. And so there will be a protocol for all 4 of these as we work together. You'll find that in the 12 weeks. Okay, so phase 3, again, it's more of a long-term phase to make sure that you can adequately sustain and implement these lifestyle changes for the long term. Okay, and then we'll move to the maintenance phase, which is really an important phase. This is where you'll still be regularly, accountability. We'll monitor your progress. We'll make sure that you can comfortably sustain your new lifestyle. We'll talk about putting parameters in place so that you know exactly what to do if you feel yourself slip. Okay, so right here is a sample food list. So you can see that you're going to start with protein. This is your protein food list, and this is an example for particular clients that has a number of seafood options, some meats, some poultry, yogurt, cheese, legumes, some nuts and seeds. So usually there will also be some eggs in there. Again, every nutrition plan is going to be completely different. I say completely, a little bit different. It just depends on your blood chemistry. Okay, so here's the carbs list, which is your vegetable list. Vegetables, lettuce, they're all part of the same category. Bread, excuse me. There's always going to be 100% crispy rye bread crackers, and then also whole rye grain bread. I'll show you where to, exactly where to get these for the best whole grain rye bread. And then you're also going to have some fruits. You'll have your daily apple, but you'll also have some additional fruit choices. So I would say most clients also do get an additional starch in the beginning. Sometimes it's oatmeal, sometimes it's potatoes. Again, each individual meal plan is different. And so we start with your specific meal plan, and then we'll work together to expound and expand it and build it from there. Okay, so this is an example of what a meal plan may look like. This is a simple meal plan. It's what a lot of my clients say what they really appreciate about this. They're completely flexible suggestions. This is not like day 1, day 2, day 3. It's not color coordinated or anything like that. You really have, 9 completely interchangeable options so that every time you have a meal, you get to choose one of these 9 boxes. So it offers a lot of variety and flexibility. And we will go over this in depth. We will walk through it specific to your individual meal plan. We'll let you know how to interchange them, all of that good stuff. I won't leave you hanging. Okay, so many people ask these questions. So, what is metabolic balance's success rate? So, first, what classifies as a successful weight loss program? So, that is when an individual reaches their goal weight and maintains it for 2 years. That's the official definition. So, metabolic balance has a 60 to 80% success rate. This is the only program that has a higher than 50% success rate in over 35 countries. It's globally the highest success rate. To put that in perspective, the next highest in North America is Weight Watchers at 22%. So when it comes to a success rate for maintaining your goal for the 2 year period, you can feel really confident knowing that the success rate is the highest globally. Okay, so not that the only goal of metabolic balance is weight. We're not going to stick there. There's lots of health benefits to this. I really love this program because it really reduces inflammation. It lowers all of those things. There's so many other health benefits to it. However, this is one of the big questions that I get. How much weight can I expect to lose? So the short answer is that everybody will respond differently. However, a realistic expectation is to expect to lose 5 to 8% of your total body weight during that first 16-day reset period. This is when your body is reducing inflammation, it's stimulating enzymes, balancing your hormones, it's flushing out toxicity. Your body goes through a lot in that 16-day reset period. And then past that time, you can expect 1 to 2% of your total body weight per week. So that is really an optimal weight loss to be achieved. And that's a realistic expectation. Again, 5 to 8% of your total in the first 16 days, and then 1 to 2% per week until your goal is achieved. Excuse me. Okay. And then really kind of the outline of the course, you're going to kind of pre-course, we're going to have you sign your consent forms, your disclaimers. You're going to fill out your personal profile form and your intake form. I will then get you a requisition and you'll go visit the lab. Then we'll have an initial consultation. You'll join our private group, and then you'll go through our prep course. And that is where you will have all of the things that you need to get yourself ready before you start your 12 weeks. You will join us on social media if you want to. You'll also write out your why statement, and this is such an important part of it. And then we will get you your plan, and we'll go over your plan. And then once you start your plan, that is where your 12-week course will start. You'll have 12 modules, and they will come out to you every week. So week 1, that's where it's kind of a welcome. We're going to talk about your cleanse phase. You're going to complete your pillars of health review. Week 2, we'll talk about, that's your mindset module. So we'll talk about mindset. You'll complete some more stuff in your workbook. Week 3 is where we're going to go over your phase 3. We'll meet in person about your phase 3, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it in your modules. Week 4 is the exercise, and you'll have a video and again a workbook, things to complete. Week 5 is the sleep pillar, again a video and some things to think about for your good sleep hygiene. Oh, I'm sorry. Week 6, I almost missed it. That's your time management and habit building module. That goes into the stress management pillar. Week 7, that's your stress pillar. Week 8 is the metabolic kitchen. And so we'll walk you through just a really quick, fun recipe and talk about just having your kitchen prepared. Week 9 will be your check-in to your health pillars. We'll do a little review of that, complete some things in your workbook. Let's see, week 10, that's when we're going to talk about non-scale victories. Not everything is about the pounds and what shows up on the scale. So we want to look at other victories as well. And so that's what we'll do in week 10. Week 11, we'll go over phase 4. And week 12, that's where we send you off to your new life. And we will talk in person before that. We'll discuss where you've come, where you're going, all of the good things to get you going on your new life. Okay, so the cost of the program, what's included. So you will get that Made to Thrive. You'll get the prep course. You'll get your labs. You'll get your 12-week course. You'll get appointments with us, one-on-one appointments. Again, like I said, your requisition forms for your labs, your personal plan that will come from Germany. Some get starting guides, recipe books, course workbook. You'll get weekly accountability check-ins that will be on Fridays. You'll get 24/7 support via email and text, the chats, and Practice Better, all of that. Anytime you need something, contact us. And you will also get an experience of a lifetime. And you get all of that, all for only $11.99. Okay, so if you are ready to get started, you have a couple of things. You can do this, this QR code right here. It will take you to the registration to purchase the program and to get started. Or you can just go to our website and you can look around and go there. If you do have more questions or you want to talk to me, you can email me directly at Courtney@traditionalprovisions.com. You can also click the link in the description below to sign up for your free call with us. And so that's where we are. And I want to say us. So my daughter, who is also an NTP, works with me. And so you'll be working with her and I, and we will both be the ones that answer your questions and all of the good things. So we are both here to support you throughout the whole program. So thanks for listening. I'm glad that you were here with me, and I look forward to talking to you more.